There we go. Right then, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along then to the first round of VRL. Here in qualifying then to kick-start it off, and for the first round of the season we find ourselves here in Australia then, ladies and gentlemen, with the drivers of Card Elf, Evo, Eagle, Pure Psycho and Delta in this race for us tonight. Quite a quiet one this afternoon, not many people here, but hopefully will shape up to be quite a nice little 5-driver battle in this main race coming up next then, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, 5 drivers here: Card Elf, Evo, Eagle, Pure Psycho, Delta, 2 McLarens, 1 Alpine, 1 Racing Bull and 1 2 Alpines, 1 Racing Bull and 2 McLarens then here this evening. But Card Elf, the fastest man on the track with a 1 minute 17.391, and it's good to see Card Elf doing well. Apparently no front wing, but he's clearly doing well at the moment. Not entirely sure what's going on with him at the minute, but Card Elf is on a lap this time around with a 1 minute 17.391. I do commentate his racing league then on the Fridays, and it hasn't been amazing performances from him recently, so to see him doing well here today is always great then. Flying the car through, ladies and gentlemen, the chicane and into the final few corners for the Alpine. Is this going to be a pole position time then for Card Elf? 1 minute 17.3 is the fastest. Evo's behind with a 120. These gaps are massive in qualifying. I don't think Card Elf's going to have very much struggles here on taking pole position. Round the final corner, then the Alpine towards the line with a 117.3. Will he improve even more? He does not improve, 200ths of a second down then, and the Alpine sticks it on pole position, ladies and gentlemen. Evo finishes second place, Eagle in third with 123.1, and on a flying lap at the moment. Is this going to be any time improved then, heading round and towards the line? We shall find out for the Alpine, who heads into the final corner. Can this man put a decent time on the board? A 1 minute 23.1, sorry. Will he improve from that? He does not improve. P3 for him. Pure Psycho, the only hope here for an improved time in qualifying. Can the P4 sitter get onto the second row of the grid possibly? We'll find out round the final corner. 60% battery left for Pure Psycho. Will this be an improvement from 1 minute 23.1? It is. But I don't know if he managed to gain any positions. That is it for your qualifying session then, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is the 50% race. Here we go then, finishing results for qualifying. Card Elf on pole position in the Alpine. From 3 seconds then to Evo second place, Pure Psycho third, Eagle 4 and Delta in 5th position then, ladies and gentlemen, today. Your 5 drivers lining up on the grid there then, with Card Elf the man on pole position. Next up is your 50% race. We'll see you very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We return with the formation lap then to begin this Australian Grand Prix. The first round of the season for Velocity Racing League. Brand new league that it is, and we have got the 5 drivers here for this new season joining us this afternoon. Hopefully a nice race on our hands then for the first round. Card Elf starts on pole position, the man at the front. Evo will be starting second place with him, joined by Psycho in third, Eagle 4, and Delta to round off the grid. Everybody today scoring points. Then your race strategy on your screen, the one stop and the 2 stop, the hard to the medium is a strategy that can work today. And we'll have a look at what the drivers are on. Medium for the front runner. Everybody behind is on the hard. So we're assuming for them the one-stop strategy from the hard to the medium till the end of the race. So this should be, you know, a clean race from them really. One pit stop, in and out, and get it over and done with. But we'll find out which way this goes then with the drivers. We will see. Hopefully we can have a nice race on our hands. But like I mentioned, Card Elf on pole, and it's good to see him on pole because, like I said, commentate on him on Fridays. And now here the man is sticking it on pole position in another league that I'm in, which is really good to see. And of course he got a new wheel as well, brand new wheel to complete tonight's race with. I think was it a Moser one? I think it was a Moser one. Looks pretty nice, and he's now out here trialing that as he will head towards the line then to put himself up in a good position then, ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart this race off. The Alpine of Card Elf starting from pole position, lining himself up, Delta at the back of the grid, weaving to get the tyres into the optimal working order, lining up on the grid now then to kickstart this Australian Grand Prix. As Delta will finally park up, or that Pure Psycho. It's Pure Psycho then who misses his spot and unfortunately cannot get it in time. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We will watch from the front of the drivers, or will we? We won't. There we go. Card Elf at the front of the grid, starting on pole, the first round of the season here in VRL. And it's lights out and away we go for the 5 drivers here today. Card Elf off the line well in the Alpine, then down into the first corner. Evo in second place, going to try and catch him. Not a lot of competition from them. Then is behind that is Delta off the track already at the start. Eagle might be able to pick up on the places here then, as he did break there to try and avoid contact, but he has got a potential move then up here on the McLaren if possible, getting very close to him. Will it be a move here? He's still sticking behind, no move on the cars just yet. Lap 1 of 29 today. Card Elf leads in the Alpine and already running away with it. 1.4 seconds is the advantage, 1.5 now nearly. Evo sat comfortably in second place. He's got Pure Psycho behind to try and catch him as they head all the way down towards the end of sector 2. Evo weaving down this back straight then, maybe trying to cut Psycho off as we head into the chicane. Fastest middle sector for the McLaren of Psycho, who's now gaining on Evo there. And this could be a possible move with a gap of 0.3 of a second. I think it might happen sooner than later. I really, really do. Heading into the 90-degree angle corner then, with the first lap ticked off the board pretty much now here in Australia. And Eagle sat at the back of the grid then, ladies and gentlemen, in P5. Delta runs it wide. Delta trying to get back on the track and makes contact with Eagle. Delta goes around as Eagle round the final corner, tries to find his footing. He finally does. And he's now ahead of Delta, who's back on the track, massively behind the rest of the drivers at the moment with... Oh, I need to go on Do Not Disturb, my bad. But yes, he is massively behind now, is Delta, ladies and gentlemen. Card Elf leading, though, with 3.5 seconds of an advantage to Evo in second place. The Alpine running well so far, and he's doing a beautiful job. He really, really is, isn't he? Ahead and just flying on these mediums, which is absolutely expected, of course, on the medium compound tyres as opposed to the hards, which, of course, if you do not know, the hards are less grippy than the mediums. The mediums will give you the better advantage, but the catches only for a shorter period of time. Pure Psycho and Evo go side by side into the chicane. Pure Psycho into second place. Evo loses a position. Can the Racing Bull fight back? The gap 0.3 of a second and gaining them as we head into the 90-degree here in Australia. And the second lap of this race is soon to end. Off the track goes Psycho. He's back on now, but Psycho off the track, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately. Loses places here. but he's back now, but down in P3 he is, which is very unfortunate. Cardell for the fastest lap, 1:21.778. Quickest lap then of the race for the Alpine, who is absolutely flying today. 5.3 seconds of an advantage to the guys behind. And really giving it a good go. In the pit lane is Pure Psycho then in the McLaren, getting on those new tyres. What will it be for him? Brand new hard compound then. 2 sets of hards he's going on to, so it's 2-stop strategy for Pure Psycho today, as he will exit the pit lane with a new wing on his car as well. Delta flies through, gets ahead into 4th position then. Oh, look at that in the chat. Wolfie subscribes at tier 1. Subscribe for 10 months. Currently on a 10-month streak. Good to see you, Wolfie. Thank you very much, mate. For some reason, oh, that's why. That is really annoying, mate. The sound didn't come up because I had it muted. Very cool. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, good to see you. Mate, I did see you message me. I've been so busy. I'll message you back as soon as I can, and we'll get stuff sorted out. I'm just very, very busy with the network and stuff. It's going really well at the minute. But we're here for VRL. Clearly a good bunch of friends here, then having a lovely race, and they've required my services. So we're here to commentate over it today. And Cardelf is the man dominating at the moment in the Alpine. Yeah, we're having a meeting on Friday at 5 p.m. if you can make it. I should be able to. I think I might be able to do that. Yep, hopefully. But yes, lap 4 of 29 then in this race here in Australia. The first round of the season, if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, for VRL, Velocity Racing League, which is a brand new racing league as far as I'm aware. This is the new season anyway, that I've been asked to come and commentate on as Cardelf, the man in front, Evo 2nd place, Eagle 3rd, Delta sat in 4th position. Everybody quite spaced out from each other at this moment in time. Wolfie says, is it 5 drivers? I'm not entirely sure, mate. I really don't have a clue. I think it might be. But, you know, if these guys want commentary on their race, fair enough. I'm happy to do that. As, you know, it's going well for Cardelf right now. Look at the gap he's gained, 12 seconds. Nobody near each other on the track. Are we going to get anybody getting close to each other? They couldn't be so far apart, could they? They really couldn't. But, yes, Wolfie, glad to have you in the chat, mate. Hopefully you can stick around as much as possible. Around the final corner goes Cardelf, and he's absolutely flying towards the line then to begin the 5th lap of the race. Look at the gap between people. Very consistent, though, is what we can give them. Evo 13 seconds then to Cardelf. Eagle 12 to Evo. Delta has got 10 to Eagle, and Psycho has got 9 to Delta. So the gaps are big, but are they going to start to come down? That gap is coming down between Pure Psycho and Delta. Wolfie says, if Lando wins the championship in Abu Dhabi, I'll be screaming the house down. I think it will be pretty cool. I'm honest to God, I'm not a Max fan, but I don't care which way it goes. It can go to Max. I really don't care. I'll just think I'm so excited for the final race, because what a race that's going to be. 3-way championship fight. The hype for that is going to be so good. It really is. I cannot wait. Hopefully everybody else is excited to see it too. The gap between 1 and 2 now, 17 seconds, and the rear's flying out here for Evo, getting himself back on the track. In the Racing Bull. Not entirely sure what just happened with his rears there, but he must have just had a misfooting now with a 19-second gap to Cardelf, which has grown massively. Really has grown massively then, ladies and gentlemen, recently. It's Cardelf now, the man in front, on lap 6 of 29. These laps ticking over lap by lap then here in Australia. And the gap 20 seconds. How big is that gap? Here in David Croft, say Lando Norris, world champion. This will break the internet. First British driver to win it since 2021. You are correct. That would be pretty good. Oh, Delta. Something happened there, then loses his rears. He's back on now, but loses even more time to the man in front. As you can see, he had grass on his tyres there, meaning he probably went off the track at some point today. But now he is back on, and good to see that there isn't any major damage on his car. Looking like he's waiting a bit on purpose here for Psycho to gain, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. He could be. I think he is. Look, yeah, he's braking here. I think he's waiting. Yeah, Wolfie, you're absolutely right. That would be so good. It would be good if Lando Norris wins, to be fair. Pure Psycho running it wide then, heading round the left-hander. He's got his teammate in front of him of Delta, who isn't looking too strong at the moment. Will we get Pure Psycho to gain and make an overtake? This could be an overtake we're waiting for. Delta slowing down the back straight. Pure Psycho goes through. Delta has to wait behind now in 5th position and loses that place. Through goes Pure Psycho. Look at Card Elf, 22 seconds. Can he get over a minute at the end of the race? That would be a pretty cool sight, wouldn't it? Of the Alpine winning. Can he make a? Can he make some laps? Can he lap some cars? Sorry, I think the first few he's going to do is, of course, the McLarens, and they actually aren't too far away for saying we are laps 7 of 29. They're really not. Wolfie said, I need to calculate the points for next week for you. All right, no worries. I'm guessing you mean for who can win the championship, do you mean? In what, in CPG? SGN? Have to let me know. Softs tyres goes on for Delta. Season finale, yes, as well. Yeah, no worries. Delta with the soft compound tyres then, which of course aren't going to go that long in this race. So you will have to make another pit stop today. But with these soft compound tyres on, can he catch the cars in front is the question. He's going to try his absolute best then with a 23-second gap to Pure Psycho. As Cardelf goes into the pit lane. Evo, second place right now. A bit of gravel on his tyres means he went off there. Eagles in 3rd place. Is in the pit lane, comes out now Cardelf, and with the gap that he had, it was so large that he can exit the pit lane and still be the driver in front. He's on the hard compound tyres again. He's gone from the mediums to the hards, and he's going to try and make that one-stop strategy work. Although he is gaining a big gap to the guys behind, and at the moment it is looking like he could pit again. You know, in a few laps' time, he could probably pit again and still not lose a position. So it is strong going for Cardelf right now, who could be on for the first win of the season for Velocity Racing League. I've got a bet on Lando to win the championship, and I will get back I will get back 700 back if he wins it. Jeez, man. No wonder you're so adamant on Lando Norris winning. You want your money. Wow, you know, honestly, that would be really good if he did win. That's mad. I want my money. Jeez. Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand. But lap 8 of 29 then, ladies and gents. 21 laps to go here in Australia. If you're just joining us, it's the first round of the season here for Velocity Racing League, with Cardelf being your race leader, and a 7.7 second advantage separates him and Evo. Cards have been into the pit lane. Evo has not at the moment. Evo and Eagle, the two drivers yet to go into the pit lane. Fastest first sector for Cardelf. Evo is behind. The gap's now 10 seconds. That is gaining lap by lap. Eagle is 18 seconds off of the mark then in 2nd place. So he's quite a while out as well. Deck in the chat. He joins us. Max is going to stop you, says Deck. Good to see you, Deckers. How you doing, mate? Glad you're in the chat tonight. 20 laps to go of this race here today then. It seems like it's going to be quite a chill race tonight. Not a lot going on with the drivers. Quite separated at the moment. 20 laps to go, and Cardelf is 13 seconds in front right now. Raptor World in the chat. Hopefully McLarens do better this weekend than they are in the race. Yep, Card for the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 1:20.2, ladies and gentlemen. And Card is your fastest man on the track. Absolutely flying here in Australia. And that gap is gaining, honestly, over a second every few corners. He's absolutely flying compared to the guys behind. Wolfie says, I swear if he does, I'm quitting racing. Jeez. You just got to quit the betting. Quit the betting, mate. Well, it's good to see you all joining us in the chat tonight then, ladies and gentlemen. It really, really is. 19 laps to go of this Grand Prix, and a bit of an earlier commentary for me tonight, actually. Never normally start as early as we have tonight. It's been a long time since we started. Dex says, how come there's only 5 people? Dex, I don't know, it's a brand new league. I don't know if they have any more drivers, or I'm not entirely sure. It might just be a group of friends that want some commentary over their race. I don't know. But either way, I'm here to do the job that I've been asked of, and 5 drivers is okay. Card Elf in front and dominating. That is the main story out of today. And I should be doing post-race interviews as well with the drivers after this race. So hopefully we can get some drivers in the post-race interview chat later and have a quick chat with the top 3. Wolfie, I got gifted a sub from someone and it was from an anime streamer. What the hell? Delta's on the 3-lap old softs then, ladies and gentlemen, as we saw earlier on, and them tyres will start to burn out quickly. Evo goes into the pit lane, and on the hard compound tyres, I'm assuming he's going on to the mediums now. He does get the mediums on. Medium compound tyres for the Racing Bull, exits out of the pit lane and has a good gap at the moment. Card Elf then is gaining on the McLaren of Delta, finally, for his first lapping of the day. And it's going to be Delta FIA then in the McLaren. But when will it happen? Lap 11 of 29 and the car goes ghosted. Card Elf goes easily round the outside and he takes that P1 position, of course. Still in front and a great race from him at the moment. Early pit for Evo on that strat. If it's a one-stop, says Raptor World. Yeah, you are correct. Thing is, a lot of that got thrown out of the window earlier on because some of the drivers they've made some questionable pit stops, I think. Delta did go into the pit lane for the soft compound tyres near the start of the race. Tech, I nearly lost my streak and I had to watch one of the races you did the other day. Don't worry about that, mate. You've done really well, actually. You've been here a lot recently. It's crazy stuff how much you've been here. But good to see you all in the chat this evening, as you always are. I can never fault it, guys. I can never, ever fault it. 8 viewers in here as well. 8 people. Good to see. Really nice to see. Deck, you want to beat my 10k bits? I honestly, Wolfie, do not think that will ever get beaten in my life. Pure Psycho with Eagle in front. He has got a possible move on his hands here. Then 0.6 of a second is the gap. Eagle is out then on the older tyres, 12-lap old, hasn't made a pit stop yet. Psycho has made a pit stop. He is on the newer tyres. And the rear is looking a bit slidey there for Eagle. Will this be some time gained here for the McLaren? I'm on a 10-month streak, says Wolfie. Yeah, it's crazy. Pure Psycho behind then for a possible move on Eagle. They're getting ever closer and we've got a big back straight coming up now. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Up the inside line for the McLaren and Pure Psycho goes into 3rd place today. Eagle drops down to 4. But can Eagle try and fight back then? He is trying to gain a bit more here. Evo picks up the first penalty of the day. But no move again for Eagle. He has to drop behind into 4 and Psycho holds 3rd position through the chicane. Can't even afford 95 bits, I got 84p. How much is 95 bits, guys? How much is that? Look at Card Elf, 44 seconds. This guy is absolutely flying at the moment. He really, really is. The Alpine, just nobody being able to challenge him. And I'm actually thinking he might be able to lap some people multiple times today. £1.35 for 100 bits. All right, fair enough. 135 ain't bad, I guess, but it's when you go up, you know, up the bits ladder. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Eagle coming out of the pit lane then in the Alpine, and he has got on the brand new mediums this time around. Exits in fourth and has got his teammate Cardelf behind, and he now goes onto the grass on the gravel. Here is Cardelf then to gain on his teammate who's just made a huge mistake. Can he gain and make a move past, ladies and gentlemen? He cannot just yet, but this is a move waiting to happen. And Cardelf will soon be lapping his teammate, ladies and gentlemen. On mine, it's 95 bits for £1.95. You're getting scammed. You're getting scammed, Deck. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the chat and you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe to the channel for absolutely free. As Cardelf heading into the left-hander to make an overtake on his teammate, and he has done that now, lapping his teammate today here in Australia, the first round of the season, and Cardelf is massively dominating. I can't actually think of another word for it because he's driving so well. As Pure Psycho now goes into the pit lane, the McLaren crew come out rapidly fast. New tyres go on. New wing goes on too, and he will exit in maybe the back of the grid here, actually, or fourth position anyway. Pure Psycho comes out of the pit lane. He's going to come out in fourth. Jeez, Wolf in the chat. £295 for 25k bits. That is mad. 11.5 bits is not 192. How much have you spent? Mate, Deck, he must have spent a fortune. Honestly, he must have spent an absolute fortune. That's crazy. Lap 15 of 29, then this race smoothly sailing at the moment. Very much smoothly saving. Smoothly saving, oh my god, I've just read that message in the chat. Smoothly sailing as lap 15 of 29. Cardelf 1, Evo 2, Eagle 3, Pure Psycho 4, and Delta in 5th. Lap 16 of 29, 13 laps to go then here in Australia, the first round of the season here then in Velocity Racing League. The 5 drivers, no retirees just yet, but Cardelf is the man ahead and 100% going to win this today. 50 seconds to Evo. The gap is huge at the minute. Wow, Wolfie, that is a hell of a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Jeez. Oh, my. Evo over the line then. He gets a 3-second penalty at the minute in this race. He's the only driver with a 3-second penalty, but at the moment that isn't going to matter too much. Dex says his Cardelf on his new wheel. He is on his new wheel, yes. I think the Moser one, isn't it, that he's got now. As we'll get the gap up for the interval between drivers. 52 to Evo, 37 then between Eagle and Evo. Pure Psycho and Eagle have got 4 seconds between them. That's not as bad, as the McLaren isn't too much behind here at the moment. And into the first set of corners, lap 17 of 29. Won't be long and we'll have the 10 laps left. Wolfie, that is mad. That is actually crazy. That's since the 2nd of May. Oh my. Crazy stuff. Well, I'm forever grateful, mate. Forever grateful. Thank you very much. You're 100% the biggest donator ever and will ever be on this channel. 100%. Tech says he's getting 4 adverts. But as it stands, here comes the main man then in the Alpine. Brand new wheel for him today, and it's working an absolute treat across the line. Lap 18 now begins, and 11 laps remaining here in Australia. Cardelf leads with 57 seconds advantage to the man behind. Bro is the #1 fan, says Deckers. He must be, he must be. Spent a lot of money. The best fan we've ever had then in Jack Crossley Comms. Hopefully we can continue to build as well as time goes on. We've been doing this for a long while now, and getting brand new leagues is what we like to do, especially getting this one here then for Velocity Racing League. Every Wednesday it is, ladies and gentlemen. The normal schedule is going to be this league, Velocity Racing League, sorry. First of all, at around 7 p.m, and then we'll be getting on to Extinguished Motorsports at 8:30 p.m. So that'll be the next race after this, usually, but the season has ended at the moment. What you mean, my #1 fan means founder? That means that you were the first ever subscriber to the channel, mate, I think. 10 laps remaining of this race then, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got Pure Psycho and Eagle not too far away. That gap has actually come down. And these are the only 2 drivers in this race that have switched around from the race start as well. As Pure Psycho is aiming to gain on Eagle to get back in a position where he was at the start. Is Extinguished Motorsports on today? It is not. The season has ended. I could really commentate it tonight, but they're only doing 5 lappers. He said he said he's happy for me to do it. But to be honest, when it's just 5 lappers, I don't really know if it's worth it. So possibly. But for now, at this moment in time, I don't think I'll be doing that tonight. But I should be doing it in the next few weeks. Here comes Pure Psycho then. Oh, massively close there to Eagle. He flies through to 3rd position then, ladies and gentlemen. And Pure Psycho makes a move into 3rd place today. Great move for him. Evo now is in the pit lane. And he comes out on the brand new tyres. And now these drivers are going to get quite close as he will come down the pit lane. I got my 2025 recap, says Wolfie. What's that for? Is that for Twitch or Spotify? What do you mean? Cardelf in the pit lane now then, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the brand new tyres coming out of the pits now. The brand new tyres for him are, of course, going to be the medium compound. The McLaren flies past him then of Pure Psycho to unlap himself. Do you listen to Spotify, Jack says Deck? I do. But the only thing is, I've had, like, I have multiple accounts because I'm always trying to get the 30-day free trial of Spotify Premium. So, yes, the Spotify Wrapped is never good because it is so inconsistent because I'm always getting new accounts. That's how I've got new avatars as well. Oh, fair enough. Not too long left of this race now. Then Evo gets a move past one of the back markers. Then, ladies and gentlemen, Evo's past one of the McLarens. I believe that's Delta. It is. As Card Elf now still ahead, and he's winning this race right now by a whole minute to Evo behind. He has ran away with it, and clearly much faster than everybody here today. Really, really fast, and I'm sure he feels quick in this league. In the Alpine, as he is ahead of the drivers, heading through the first set of corners, and you can tell this wheel really does helping him be nice and smooth through the corners. You can see how smooth he is then heading through. No controller action going on here. This man is incredibly smooth every corner he goes. Wolfie having a sing along in chat. Lovely to see. Great to see. Of course, Christmas season now. Then I haven't got the Christmas lights on today, but they could be on at some point. Fair enough, Deck. My number one would probably be Tame Impala, to be fair. If you know Tame Impala. Card Elf gets his first time penalty in the Alpine. He's going to head round then the final few corners with only a few laps to go now. About 8 laps, 7 after this. And we are really running down to the end now, ladies and gentlemen. K-pop Demon Hunters. No way. Card Elf then, ladies and gentlemen, with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix again, smashing his own times out of the park this afternoon and completely flying in this race. The gap is a 1 minute 7.3, 1 minute 7.550 now. The gap is just getting bigger and bigger lap by lap, and I think by the time we get to the end it might nearly be a minute and a half that he wins by, because this is absolutely rapid. He's gaining now on pure... Is that Delta? He's going to lap him twice. He's going to lap him twice. Twitch is giving away 1 month of ad-free streaming. Cool stuff. Surely that wouldn't apply to you though, because you are a subscriber of the channel. I don't think you get adverts, do you, Wolfie? Because of being a subscriber. Here comes Card Elf then down the straight, and he does make that pass past Delta again. Second time lapping him then in the space of 23 laps, and we only have 6 more times around this Australian Grand Prix circuit today, ladies and gentlemen. So any stream you are. Oh, fair enough, Wolfie, fair enough. Pure Psycho goes into the pit lane then, ladies and gents. Medium compound tyres, clearly worn out for him. He's going to go in again and try for some more. Everybody's on a 2-stop at the moment, but it's going to be a 3-stop now for Pure Psycho. Wow, Wolfie, I've not seen that track Titan thing for a while. We all know you sing your lungs out to gold and it's a banger, says Deck. Honestly, fair enough, fair enough. Lap 24 begins at 29 then, ladies and gents. The Alpine's still ahead, and we was not expecting any less than that, really. This guy is completely rapid. He's locked in this afternoon. He really hasn't took his eye off the ball at all. into the final corner for the McLaren of Psycho, who we did see go in the pit lane, of course. The gap is 9 seconds to the man in front, and Pure Psycho is now trying to gain on the Alpine. The gap 8.4, and it is coming down. This could be a move before the end of the race then, ladies and gentlemen, so keep your eyes peeled on this because, oh, never mind. Off the track goes Pure Psycho on the soft compound tyres. Deckers, to be honest, mate, I have never heard of any of that. I've got no idea. No, I haven't, sorry. It's coming down to the end now, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, we pretty much know which way this is going to get wrapped up. Cardelf, amazing job from him. Evo is in second place, and he has got the Alpine of Cardelf coming through now. Cardelf has lapped the entire grid. Actually, some of them multiple times, I believe. He's really done well. That sounds a good game, mate. It sounds really good. Thing is, if I had the time, I'd get into stuff like that, but I just not a lot of time on my hands. I'm trying to focus on the commentary at the moment and get the monies up and build the brand and make it a bit better. That's what we're trying to do. Cardelf in the Alpine ahead here, ladies and gentlemen. Only 3 laps to go. Can he bring this race home with 1 minute and 20-second gap? Raptor World in the chat, what wheel has Cardelf got? He has got, I'm going to quickly go and have a look. I honestly don't know what that is. I'm going to look it up actually. It's a Moser Racing wheel, but it's not. Hang on a minute. He has got, as far as I'm concerned, oh man, I can't even find it. This can't be right. It's only £36 on here. It's pretty cheap, man. Oh, well, never mind. Unless that's for... I think it's called the ES Formula Rim. I think that's what he's got. But yes, I'm fairly sure that's what that man has got. And whatever it is, he is driving superbly well with it today. Here comes Cardelf again, crossing the line to start lap 27 of 29. Not many laps left of this race now then, ladies and gentlemen. Really not. Oh, Evo's in the pit lane again. That's going to extend the gap from Cardelf to him even further. The gap is going to gain much bigger. It's a 1 minute 20 at the moment. We're looking at a 1 minute 30 right now if it carries on like this. Here comes Evo out of the pit lane on new tyres. Hard compound, I believe, at the very end. Medium compound. And now the gap between 1 and 2 is still the same, apparently. I'm not entirely sure. Dex Alsuari joined like lap 9. It's gone so quick. You're right. It really has gone quick. And you know what? For saying... Genuinely, for saying that, this has been a race with hardly many people in, not a lot of stuff going on. How fast has this gone? How fast has this gone, honestly? Really quick. I get full grid races that go longer than this. So, they've done a good job today. Got it done really fast. And Cardelf is going to come round now to begin his penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. We have to wait a little while for the rest of the drivers, but Cardelf goes into the pit lane knowing he's got a lot of time spare. Evo picks up a 3-second time penalty. Into the pit lane comes Cardelf then, and I'm guessing it's going to be the soft compound tyres to round this off then. It is. Soft compound for him. He exits now. Great stuff from him. Massive gap behind. Safe as anything. He's now out again on the penultimate lap. 2 laps to go on brand new softs. Can he beat his own record of fastest laps? Into the chicane goes the Alpine. He's got Evo behind, who you'd assume, ladies and gentlemen, is close, but he actually isn't, because Cardelf has lapped second place. Honestly, it has been superb. His teammate down in third then, quite a while off him, as we are going to watch Card Elf then in the Alpine start his final lap of this Grand Prix. And for the first round of the season here in Australia, it has been an absolutely superb run for him then. Into the first corner goes the Alpine, brand new soft compound tyres as he throws the car through the first few turns, and he's absolutely flying. Will this be a fastest lap on the last lap around then? This is his last time to get a quick lap. Last lap, of course, was classed as the out lap after coming out of the pit lane. This is his last full lap to get a quicker time on the board and just prove his dominance here today in Velocity Racing League. We shall find out. He does go quickest in the first sector and really flying then to round off this race this afternoon. A 1-minute 20-second advantage to the guys behind as the 2 McLarens seem to come together there. Delta in 5, Pure Psycho down in 4. Here comes the main man himself then through the chicane. The second sector looked quick as well. He has got a time penalty, but he doesn't even need to worry about the time penalty today because he is in front. He has dominated, and he will be your race winner of the first round here in Australia into the final 2 corners. Will he take that fastest lap to assert even more dominance? The Alpine round the final corner after a clean run today. He's going to cross the line, and Card Elf is a race winner here in VRL for the first round of the season. He gets taken by an Alpine and taken by 1 minute and 20 seconds. Evo across the line will finish in second place. Here comes Eagle then. He'll be there soon to cross the line in third. And then we have to wait for the 2 McLarens. But a great race from Card Elf, who wins this one this evening. Eagle over the line then finishes in third place today. We wait for the 2 McLarens round the final corner. Then it's going to be Pure Psycho in 4. And Delta will cross the line in 5th position, ladies and gents. Oh, Psycho gets disqualified. Not entirely sure what happened with him. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Finishing results for qualifying for the race today. Absolutely dominated by the Alpines on your screen. Card Elf wins then. 25 points in the bag for him. Evo takes second place. Eagle third. Delta 4. And Pure Psycho to round off in 5. Next up then is going to be your interviews, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting on with them in a moment. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move to the interviews. Let's just change the screen over. Let's get all of it sorted before we get in. We just wait, ladies and gentlemen, for JP to join us in the chat. I can't drag people in, unfortunately. But he should be joining.
Yeah.
Right then. How we doing, mate? You okay?
All good, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, hang on a minute, mate. I don't know if I've got my... Wait, 2
I can hear
seconds. My bad. There we go. I think... There we go. I think we're ready. I think I can hear you
you.
now.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right then, great race from you. Give us, first of all, your general thoughts on how that went.
Easier than I thought, but not as easy as it looked.
Yeah.
It was one of them where it was basically we had to maintain it, but because I was that far ahead, when I was trying to get past the others, I was trying to help Ronan get into P3 with trying to giving him DRS.
Yeah.
And I tried to force everyone into the 2-star. It worked, but unfortunately Liam was just a bit too far ahead for Ronan to catch up, but we're happy to get the double podium on round 1.
Good to hear it. You got a brand new wheel. You think that played a part in the success today?
I'd say so. It's definitely a lot smoother than the old one. You can feel it a lot more as well what you're doing, which is obviously what you want in sim racing. You want to know what you're doing with the wheel, and you want to trust the wheel, and that's what I've got with this wheel, to be fair. So I'm happy with it.
Good stuff. And here today in Australia, then, were you struggling at any point, any sector in particular, or do you think it was just clean, easy racing?
There was a few little slight lockups and little slightly wide moments in sector 1. Sector 1 was probably where I struggled most. Could definitely improve, but sector 2 and 3 I don't think felt too bad. Obviously, there's always going to be areas that can improve, but
Yeah.
first race with the wheel, first race in the league, so I'm happy with how it went. But obviously, just try and improve and keep it up for the next few rounds and try aim for the title.
Good stuff. Well, let's have a look. Second place was Evo. Which driver was that in the waiting room?
That's Liam.
Liam. Oh, perfect. All right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
for your time, mate, and I'll bring him in next.
Cheers. Thank you.
No worries. Two seconds. Hang on. Hello, mate. You okay?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Not too bad. Right then. You finished second place today. I'm sure. Was it?
Yeah. Yes, second today, mate.
Good stuff. So just give us your general thoughts on the race then, first of all.
Good start. The tyre strategy wasn't what I was looking for. I was hoping to take it a bit further with the stints, but testing out a new setup, so front left was experiencing more tyre wear than I'd like. So it just forced me onto more compounds that I'd probably not have wanted to go on.
Yeah.
Had a puncture on the soft,
Oh,
so I just had to limp it back.
fair enough. Is Australia your kind of track, or is it not one of your best tracks?
Yeah, I enjoy high speed, low downforce tracks over the technical track for the season. But yeah, I just didn't have the pace today, which was frustrating.
And we'll round off with, was there, I asked this question to JP as well, were you struggling with any certain sector around the track today, or was it quite smooth sailing, do you think?
Sector 3, I lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
Mainly lockups. Ran in the last couple of corners with the high tire there, but it's it's just something to work on and something to go back and point out and do some sim training and hopefully improve next season.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, I wish you the best of luck next week, mate. Before you go, third place was Eagle. Which one is that in the waiting room? Do you know?
He is the Eagle Alpine in the Alpine.
Okay, is that Ronan?
Ronan,
Yeah.
Ronan FIS, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, mate, and hopefully we'll speak to you next week.
Yep, thank you. Have a good night.
No worries, you too. See you later.
Bye.
Right, then we'll move on to Ronan then to round it off today. Hello.
Hi, Jack.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Just third place today, was it? I think for you.
Yes, it was third place.
Give us your general thoughts on the race, then, mate.
It was a good race. Very clean race as well.
Yeah.
No incidents minus a little tap here and there off people, but that's it really. But that's racing for you.
Yeah, it is absolutely. Is Australia your kind of track, or are you maybe looking forward to another one which is coming up soon?
I'd say Australia's one of my better tracks.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to Canada. I always look forward to Montreal. And then I think Baku as well. So
in terms of your strategy that you went with today, did you have to change that up in any way?
yes, a little bit because didn't expect my hard tyres to wear out as quick as what they did.
Oh, right.
So went straight for the mediums. And then lap 18, 19, I think it was, I jumped back into double stack with JP and was able to get another set of mediums on.
Yeah.
And that just saw him through to the end then.
Well, of course, going back to the track itself, was there any certain sector you were struggling with today, or was it clean sailing?
I struggled a little bit in sector 3 with my hard tyres when they worn down.
Yeah.
The last hairpin before you come to the main straight and the pit entry. That's the only bit that I really struggled with.
Yep. Well, third place, of course. Good points on the board. Are you excited for the championship ahead? Do you think you're going to place in a decent place at the end?
I think we've got a good chance of placing quite high up.
Yeah.
My teammate has got a very good chance of being the driver champion. And then in respect of Alpine in general, we've got a good chance of taking it really. But I can't really say anything because it is only the first round of 16. So
A long way to go. A very long way to go. Well,
It is.
great race for you today, mate, and hopefully we'll speak to you again next week if you get a podium.
No worries. Cheers, Jack.
No worries. See you later, mate.
See you later. Bye.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me. Thank you for joining me for this stream tonight. We are done for VRL for the first round. It was very nice and fun to get on with, and we'll be back next week. Have a good evening, and see you all next week. Good night.